everybody. Welcome to the Hanferd Files, a Halloween special where I'll be reading some spooky stories to keep you up this Halloween night. This is like a treat covered in chocolate and smothered in sex. This first story is entitled Cum Glasses. My friends and I hang out in the city pretty often because it's the middle of the area for us to meet. It was nearing the end of the day, so we headed back to the main hub of trains that my friend needed to use to get home. We had an hour to kill before her train arrived, so we decided to get some food to kill the time. This area of town isn't the best, and there are only fast food type places to eat. One of my friends, I'll call her Richie, suggested we get Taco Bell. The other girl, I'll call her Dave, and I were a lot more low-key than Richie. So we just said yes because we didn't want to have to go to be the one to decide. After we get our food, Ellen and I look for a place in the back to sit, so we would be out of the way, but Richie insists on sitting in the front. We follow her lead, even though both Hanford, David, and I feel something off about it. We eat our tacos, and Richie leaves to get her train. About 5 minutes after that, something strange happened. We had a big box of tacos, but it was cheaper to get them that way, and we could divide them eventually amongst the three of us. Richie left one behind, and Dave and I each had two left to eat while we were working on the leftover food. Some guy started talking towards us. He sits next to me and puts his hand in the box of food. Dave shouts, "No, it's not yours." The guy looks surprised. He says, I didn't know you were like that. What are those glasses? Are they cum glasses?" asks the Asian guy from Sweden. Have you guys ever been cummed on?" Dave and I are shocked. I remain quiet, but Dave is mad and tells him to get out. He looks like he wants to hit him, but he leaves while screaming, "Bitch!" at us. We return to eating and another guy staring at us. We are afraid to leave. We sit there, waiting and hoping they will go away, but they don't. Then just continue staring at us with wide eyes. I go to get the manager to tell him to call the police that are in the station because we don't feel safe. As soon as the officer arrives, some girls show up and start making out with the guys. When we explain our story, he just laughs at us and walks us to the door of the station saying we would probably be fine there. He had us walk right past the guys. Dave and I were both extremely upset that the officer didn't seem to take our complaint seriously, but I guess there wasn't much he could do anyways. He didn't even talk to them. Both Dave and I were extremely distraught because this wasn't the best part of town and we were scared of being followed. I had Dave come home with me because I was afraid to take the hour trip alone. The rest of the night was uneventful, but now I always keep a keen eye out when I'm in that station. I also refuse to eat food there anymore and to make sure not to wear my cum-stained glasses. He lured me with Nutella coffee. Hi, this is Peter. I'm Henry's friend, and he asked me to do this video with you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy it. I was just 18, then attending a Laura's wild birthday party at her house when the booze flowed freely. I had a policy of only drinking what I personally pour out of a bottle, or in an unopened can. I was normally so very careful. Towards the middle of the party, I was introduced to Eric, a friend of a friend's. After a few jokes, he said, I could really use with some coffee right now. Then he proceeded to reach into his bag and pulled out a satchel of instant coffee and a bottle of Nutella. I was intrigued. He went into the kitchen and came back with a steaming mug. I swear to God, the smell of Nutella coffee was heavenly. So heavenly that I forgot to be careful. He watched me for a moment. Then he insisted that I take it. It didn't take much convincing from him. I thanked him and I drank the coffee happily. 20 minutes later, I started feeling really sleepy.
It was odd, since caffeine tends to get me hyper and gives me insomnia, like most people. I shouldn't have been sleepy. Eric was still chatting with me, but I was finding it harder and harder to focus. I made a move for the loo, and he stood to help me up. I stumbled into Laura as we made our way out to the living room. Just as that moment, I had this gut instinct that I needed to throw myself on Laura. I was barely coherent at this point, but I focused all my attention on wrapping my arms around my friend. I can't even remember what happened for the rest of the night. In the morning, I found myself sleeping on Laura's bed, while she was sleeping next to me. Apparently, I had clung onto her tightly, even as Eric sought to untangle me. She sensed that something was not right, and decided to not let him take me away. After a while, Eric left the party. Even people then told her that he had a history of preying on girls, and then they were glad that he was gone. Laura basically spent the rest of the party sitting on the couch with me hugging her and snoring away. And then she dragged me to bed with her. I am really lucky to have a friend like her. And girls, never ever drink anything at a party that you didn't pour yourself, even delicious Nutella coffee. Though my vagina and anus still hurted tremendously from Laura taking advantage of me, it's just a price to pay. How was that, Henry?
That was good. That was good, Frank. Good job. Good job. Now, this one is a short one. This is our last story for the day, so I hope you like it. He lit our neighbor's shed on fire. It was early August in 2013, and also 1 a.m. Cue 12-year-old me. I had my windows open and was talking to an internet friend on Skype when I hear weird noises coming from our yard outside. Being a damn wuss, I decided it was an animal, and I wouldn't do anything about it and kept talking with my friend. A day later, my dad tells me that the last night some guy came into our neighbor's yard, set his shed on fire, came to our yard, broke into our shed, stole a sledgehammer, and dropped it outside of my window. At that time, it didn't seem very creepy, but looking back on it, I'm spooked as hell for being a mongoloid. Well, that's it for these creepy Hanferd 5 Halloween stories. Can you guess which ones were the Hanfords and which ones were normal, truth-telling, law-abiding citizens? I think not. So, from my Fat Life Studios located in Butte, Montana, I hope you all enjoy a very nice and very safe Halloween. And don't forget, never check your Halloween candy. Eat it all. Who cares? Whatever's in that candy, let's consider them prizes. See ya!